Hello, I welcome to UPSC Prelims Chaturya series of Shantha Lakshmi IAS Academy, where we will discuss the daily prelims MCQs from the Hindu, Indian Express and PIB. Let's get started. The first question. Consider the following statements with respect to the preventive detention. Preventive detention means the detention of a person without trial and conviction by a court. Preventive detention is only a precautionary measure based on suspicion. Under Article 23, a detainee detained under preventive detention is entitled to know the grounds of his or her detention. How many of the statements given above are correct? Only one, only two, all three, none of the above. This was in news recently, observing that preventive detention is a draconian measure and any such move based on capricious or routine exercise of powers must be nipped in the bud. The Supreme Court has set aside a Telangana High Court order rejecting a detention's appeal. About preventive detention, preventive detention refers to the detention of an individual without trial or conviction by a court. Preventive detention is only a precautionary measure based on suspicion. The primary objective of preventive detention is not to punish an individual for a past offense, but to prevent them from committing an offense in the future. Preventive detention laws are enacted by governments to ensure public safety and maintain social order. Constitutional provisions and safeguards of the preventive detention. Article 22 of the Indian Constitution grants protection to individuals who are arrested or detained. It has two parts. The first part deals with cases of ordinary law, which includes situations where an individual is detained as a part of criminal investigation. The second part deals with cases of preventive detention law, which pertains to the detention of individuals without a trial or conviction. Article 22, Clause 4 states that no law providing for preventive detention shall authorize the detention states that of a person for a long period than 3 months unless an advisory body reports sufficient cause for extended detention. The detainee is entitled to know the grounds of his detention. The state, however, may refuse to divulge the grounds of detention if it is in the public interest to do so. So the answer is only 2 because under Article 22, a detained or detained under preventive detention is entitled to know the grounds of his or her detention, not under Article 23. Moving to the next question. With reference to the Teesta River, consider the following statements. It is a trans-Himalayan river, flows through the Indian states of Sikkim and West Bengal and Rangoor in Bangladesh. River Rangit originates in Sikkim and it is a tributary of River Teesta. Which of the statement given above is are not correct? One only, two only, both one and two, neither one or two. The Tourism Department of the Gorakland Territorial Administration resumed rafting in the Teesta River recently after a gap of 5 months. About Teesta River, it is a trans-Himalayan river flowing through the Indian states of Sikkim, West Bengal and Rangpur in Bangladesh. It is a tributary of the Brahmaputra River. It originates in the Himalayas and flows through the Indian states of Sikkim, West Bengal before entering Bangladesh, where it flows into the Brahmaputra. It has a total length of about 309 kilometers. Flowing through the length of Sikkim, the Teesta River is considered to be the lifeline of the state. The flow of the Teesta is greatest during the summer when the monsoon rains are heaviest and the glaciers supply abundant melt water. Main tributary of Teesta River was Rangit River. So the answer is neither one or two because both the statement given above are correct. Moving to the next question. Operation Indravati is India's initiative to evacuate its citizens from which of the following country? Option A, Ukraine. Option B, Israel. Option C, Yemen. Option D, Haiti. Operation Indravati is India's initiative to evacuate its citizens from Haiti amidst the country's turmoil. Operation Indravati is India's initiative to evacuate its citizens from Haiti Amidst the country turmoil, launched on March 21st, it aims to transfer Indians into the neighboring Dominican Republic due to escalating the violence and choice in Haiti. Haiti is a Caribbean country sharing the island of Hispaniola with the Dominican Republic. It's the third largest Caribbean nation. Haiti's history includes political instability, foreign occupation, and autocratic rule until relatively recent democratic reforms. However, Haiti has been under a state of emergency after some armed groups attacked the country's largest prison in Port-au-Prince earlier this month. So the answer is option D, Haiti. Moving to the next question. Choose correct one with respect to the right whales. The species name originates from the fact that historically whalers consider right whales the right whale to haunt. As per IUCN Red List, North Atlantic right whales considered as least concern. Which of the statement given above is are correct? One only, two only, both one and two, neither one or two. The species name originates from the fact that historically whalers consider right whales the right whale to hunt. These whales yielded high quantities of oil and baleen and were easy to catch and process because they were found close to shore, swam slowly and floated when they were dead. There are three recognized species of right whales that occur in different parts of the world. These are southern right whales, North Atlantic right whales, and North Pacific right whales. The North Atlantic right whales is one of the world's most endangered large whale species. North Atlantic right whales are legally protected both internationally and in US waters. The North Pacific right whale is found in the North Pacific Ocean and the Southern right whales is found in the Southern Hemisphere. IUCN status, Southern right whales least concern, Northern Atlantic right whales critically endangered, North Pacific right whales endangered. While they differ genetically and in conservation status, they do not differ significantly in their external appearance. So the answer is one only because as per IUCN Red List, North Atlantic right whales considered as critically endangered, not least concerned. Moving to the next question. Consider the following statements about arsenic. It is widely distributed throughout the environment in the air, water, and land. It is highly toxic in its inorganic form. People are exposed to high levels of inorganic arsenic through drinking contaminated water. How many of the statements given above are correct? Only one, only two, all three, none of the above. Recently, a new study underlines the risk of using water contaminated with arsenic to cook rice, a staple food serving more than half of the world's population. About arsenic, it is a naturally occurring semi-metallic element widely distributed in the earth crust. It is widely distributed throughout the environment in the air, water, and land. It is a chemical element in the nitrogen group existing in both gray and yellow crystalline forms. It is highly toxic in its inorganic form. People are exposed to elevated levels of inorganic arsenic through the drinking contaminated water, using contaminated water in food preparation and irrigation of food crops, industrial processes, eating contaminated food, and smoking tobacco. Health impacts: long-term exposure to inorganic arsenic, mainly through drinking water and food, can lead to chronic arsenic poisoning. Skin lesions and skin cancer are the most characteristic effects. In India, the states of West Bengal, Jharkhand, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, and Chhattisgarh are reported to be the most affected by arsenic contamination of groundwater above the permissible level. So the answer is C, all three. Thank you. This is the today's session.